Today, we have an all-AFC meeting between the visiting team and these guys defending their home turf.
That's a proud side of the head, boy, because I got all the heads, boy.
Welcome, everyone, to the start of the NFL postseason. Kate Scott, Brock Huard here as these teams begin the journey toward the Super Bowl. And at this stage, Brock, it's a daunting task ahead to make it all the way. They need... Two of the 7 contenders for the Lamar Hunt Trophy are set, and we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And in his 8th season as a QB, he's the one to lead them out.
He's definitely one of the stars in this league, a true franchise quarterback. And when you're at this level, Kate, you want to put your imprints on this game right from the jump.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 11. And that gives them the first. New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll throw on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. From the 34. Throwing this back in the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. And it'll be their 2nd-year quarterback who's bringing them out.
Kate, I know you get tired of hearing me say there's no substitute for experience, but it is totally true taking the reins of an NFL team as a young quarterback. You want the game to slow down, and the only way it slows down is to get more and more of these opportunities to go lead your team game in and game out.
Finds his fullback. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On 1st down, they'll run. Open space inside the 40. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Working inside the red zone. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's going to be touchdown right at the line, so no gain on the play. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? He's going to throw this one. Setting up the screen. Has room into the secondary. And they're able to touch him down, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it. In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the 1st. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Slot man in motion right. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
They'll bring out the punter here. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Juke the defender. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Good blocking on the return. He gets 23 out of it. And they're going to be set up in great position to begin their drive. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Back now, pressure on its way. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. This finds Carter complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back to throw now. Has it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A nice gain of 8 there, and it brings them to 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
You know, we do enough of these games, Kate, and I am a big fan of creativity. And the QBs today are some of the best to ever do it. But that's a situation where you got to know on first down, it's not time to be creative, especially if you feel the heat coming defensively. Just find a way to throw that sucker in the first row.
And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. He'll throw it. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. These guys have taken the first quarter lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys break that tie and now lead by 7. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The offense getting set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you could create space, you could get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Back to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And they'll have first down. We've reached the end of one in this opening round of the AFC playoffs. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the Windy City in just a moment. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its stride. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Completed to his running back. And he goes out a little short of the 40. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he gets it down to the 13-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
He's dropping back to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Has the touchdown. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And these guys tie things 10-10. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll run the counter. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Setting up a throw. Completed over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, a play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And he knocks that one away to prevent a big gain. Now all eyes go to the penalty marker to see who it's against. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag.
Still 1st down.
So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. One of the tight ends in motion left. 1st down, he takes the snap. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time. When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards. You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The visitors returning their offense, and this running back to the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Plowing up the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Here's a throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be their football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
It is cut left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They go play action on 1st. That's Hill working the sideline, complete. He's touched down behind the line as this one goes the wrong way. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
At the 41-yard line.
He'll throw it yet again. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
3rd and long for him here. Pass is caught at the 9. Touchdown, Chicago! There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Extra point sent right down the middle. And his guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Another drive coming up for this offense. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Play action on 1st down. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, looking to throw. This finds Smith. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
We've hit the 2-minute warning. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 43. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Hang on now. Looks like we've got an injured player out there and in need of some aid. So we'll step away briefly as they work on him. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. He's got Smith. And this one does not go far.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Dump off caught by his back. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys make it 17 all. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Return starts at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. They motion the tight end over. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he takes this across. Nope, beg your pardon. They're going to spot him right at the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun here. To the sideline, complete, and he's got the first down as he stays in bounds. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing now on first down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
A loss of 7 brings up 2nd and 17.
That's the half in this opening round AFC postseason matchup. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in. No need for halftime. We'll just keep it right here and get started with the 3rd quarter. With this kick, we're back underway. A spot in the divisional round on the line. Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 31. Cut out left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. No return on that punt. And they've got a long field ahead of them to begin this drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Taken in by Smith. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And this one doesn't go far. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They give it to him again. That's the 1st and more inside the 45. And they'll finally get him at the 35-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll give him a first down. Working inside the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, here's a handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody, and maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage of.
And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up. Back to the well again. And he's in for the touchdown. These guys grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's what every play... Touch... Brock, he wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. The 30, to the 15. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Chicago. These guys start the second half with some needed points. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
That one right down the middle. And his guys tie this game up. What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They'll throw to begin this drive. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Man in motion out of the slot. Here's 2nd and 2. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Punt team on the field. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Takes it in at the 21. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running it now out of the gun. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Terrion Arnold in on the stop. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
2nd and 5 at the 33-yard line.
They're throwing it. Ball in left side. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
To number 86.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Catch made over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Completed over the middle. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
So for those of you keeping track, we get a solid completion for decent yardage on 1st, and then we go backwards on 2nd. Kate, I guess we got a quality rubber match right here on 3rd down.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they've taken back the lead.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Return coming from the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Complete over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. 1 quarter to go, Brock, and we'll see who can earn the wild card win. They've got the ball to start, but their playoff future in jeopardy as they trail. Second and 3 now. He'll look to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And he'll get it up to the 44. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. Throwing the out route complete. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Option design here. And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. Back now, pressure on its way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the 1st sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
On now comes their punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to be backed up deep in their own territory to begin this one. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. He's got it over the middle. And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Pass play coming here. That one's complete over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They're now set for 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. They did it! He made the interception! Picked off by Junior Colson! And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
What you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Now this offense getting set to work here. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They'll run it from the gun. And they take him down right along the 30.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 30 on second down. He's got a man left. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. To the air now on 1st and 10. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing from the gun. That's Smith on the slant. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
This is biggest moment of the game so far. An important field goal try here. He connected once and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Chicago getting set to take the field now. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Chicago first down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. To throw here on first down. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 2nd and 3 now. Throwing now from the gun. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. 2nd and 13. Catch made by Carter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. Hits him on the out route. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
2nd and 1. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Chicago first down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. The back grabs it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
And he has the Chicago touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Fielded at the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Back to throw on 1st and 10. This finds Smith. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And a first down.
Setting up to pass. Hits his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Running back sent in motion. He'll look to throw it. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he gets this forward to the 19.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
He's on the move, and they got there in time. He's taken down. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. Here he is to throw. Cut out left. And they take him down right along the 30. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Offense staying on the field. This is 4th down. To throw. And to force it on 4th, and it's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they were the top-ranked team in action in this wild card round, Brock. So this was always the expectation, that they'd advance through to the divisional round. And next week, they're going to be right back here playing for a spot in that conference championship. And with Brock Huard and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It was a great effort from our winners as we say so long from Chicago.